guys, and welcome back to our channel. It's been a wee while since we've posted because we've been a wee bit busy. We've been on holiday and we have been to Transmit, which for those of you who don't know is a music festival in Glasgow. It's like a day festival. We went for the Saturday, but it's on for 3 days. Welcome back to our channel. Thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a bit about our holiday. So we had a wee bit of a nightmare on holiday, didn't we, Kevin?
It was brutal, to be honest.
It was a bit of a disaster. So we thought we would sit down and do a nice wee story time and let you all know about our awful experience with
I just
holiday.
want to say, but it's a serious video, but try and take my bald chin seriously because I shaved it off and I probably shouldn't have, so...
He looks like a child, it's so bad, right? See when he appeared at my front door, like he came up to mine after doing it and he like chapped my door and I opened it and I just started laughing in his face and I still feel so bad about it, right? But honestly, it was just so funny. It was just such a shock because he does look so much younger. But anyway, before we start the story time, don't forget to pause this video, give it a thumbs up down below, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and if you're new here, hi, we try and post every single week. Sometimes that's not possible because life gets in the way, but most of the time we manage to make it happen. We do good quality content, so you won't be missing out on anything. And subscribe to our social medias, and they will be linked down below. Now, we'll get started. Chapter 1. We'll start at the very beginning. So, this year when we went on holiday, we didn't go abroad. We stayed in Scotland. We went with my family, so we went, me and Kevin, went with my little brother Thomas, my mum, my dad, and my uncle, my dad's brother. Now, we went to a place that is still in Scotland. It's fairly close to where we live. We can't say any names, right? But it's fairly close to where we stay, right? And part of the reasoning for this was my dad is actually recovering from cancer. So he's cancer free, but he had a big operation, and because of the big operation and all of that kind of thing, there's no chance being able to go abroad because medical insurance and all that would just be too expensive, and if anything happened and all that, it would just be a disaster. So we stayed relatively close to home. We were only about 2 hours away, 3 hours away in public transport, really, when you've got connections on trains and things. So we left on a Friday, and on our way there, it was lashing, wasn't it? It wasn't meant to rain, so none of us had jackets, and it started pouring down, right? Now we arrived at the holiday park, we'll say, and we went to the main reception. We'd been there before, and that's where you checked in. So we went to the main reception, and the girl in the main reception was like, "Oh, you're not staying in a caravan this time, you're staying in an apartment, so you're going to need to go down to like the other end of the park," which was like a mile.
It was a mile, to be honest. It
was a mile because we like checked it on my phone because I've got the thing that counts like how far I've walked in my steps and things. And so we had to walk a mile in the rain right down to this like it was like a hut. It was like a wee wooden built reception hut to check in. And we got there, and the 2 women there, they couldn't have been nicer. They were lovely.
They were nice,
right? At the beginning. We'll just quote, at the beginning they were nice, right? So they were lovely. And we got there, and they were like, "Oh, your accommodation isn't ready yet. We're really sorry, blah, blah, blah. So you've won a watch, we've upgraded you, and we're moving you into this apartment, blah, blah, blah."
Which was a brilliant apartment.
So we'll insert photos here, right? But we got moved into this apartment and it was brilliant. It was lovely. It was bigger than what we booked. It had decking and all that kind of stuff. It was clean. It was just lovely.
They got our hopes up and took it away within hours, pretty much.
Within an hour of being in this apartment, we got a phone call, and the girl was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry, but someone's actually booked that apartment for the Monday." And bear in mind, this is the Friday. And she's like, "So you can stay in that apartment till the Monday, but then you're going to have to leave. We'll move you into a new apartment. You need to be out at 8 in the morning and then check into the new apartment at like 4 in the evening," which means we have quite a few hours to walk around with suitcases.
And I'd already unpacked mine.
And Kevin had already unpacked
so I had
his.
to pack it all back up again.
Which was it was just a nightmare. It was a pain. But we tried to make the most of it. We went out over the weekend and we like done our activities and went to the entertainment and all that, which was great. Like, we can't fault the activities or the entertainment. It was great, it was fun. Like, I'll insert a video here of some of the entertainment stuff. But the entertainment was just great, it was brilliant. And then after those few days, Monday morning, I got up. Kevin was a wee bit
No, well, we'll see.
not well, we'll say. So I got up about 8 o'clock. I went down to the reception to just say, is there anywhere we can put our suitcases, like when we need to move and all that kind of stuff, just to save us from walking around with suitcases for about 7 hours. So the girl said to me, she was like, oh, just stay in your apartment and then we'll come get you when your new apartment's ready and then you can move. So we're like, right, okay, so we'll go back. I tell everybody. Everybody's like, yeah, okay, that worked. Like 10 o'clock comes and we're still sitting there. And then 11 o'clock comes and we're still sitting there.
And we've not had breakfast.
We've not had breakfast. And we're like, oh my God, we want to go get breakfast. It's almost lunchtime here. So we ended up, we like locked up the apartment. We'd all our stuff packed and ready to be moved. We locked up the apartment. We went to the wee hut just to say, oh, we're going for breakfast. If the new apartment's ready, can you give us a phone and we'll come back and like me and Calvin will move all the stuff and all that. So we go in and they kind of gave us looks, didn't they?
They look like, why are you even here?
It was a bit of a look of like, you're an absolute idiot, like, why are you talking to me? Which we found a bit strange. So they gave us this look, but then they were like, oh, you can just move into your new apartment now. So we were like, oh, right,
it's
okay.
as if they thought that we already like knew we should have been in the apartment or something, but no one said anything to us, so...
Exactly, so we were kind of a bit like, don't make the face at us, please. But we never said anything at that point. We were just like, right, okay, we were just happy to be moved and then go for breakfast. So we went and got our stuff and we moved into the new apartment. Within seconds, we noticed that there was something not right about this apartment.
It was bogging, to put it that way.
It was disgusting. It was awful. I have photos and clips, which I will insert, but it was just... Oh my God, the first apartment we were in, it was bigger than what we were meant to be in. And yes, we knew that we were getting moved into the one that was the same size as the one that we picked, so we knew it would be smaller. We were fine with that, that was fine, right? But the first one we were in was clean. That's like the main word, it was clean. The second one we were in was absolutely revolting.
The fridge was dirty.
The minute you walked in, there was a smell.
Aye, we'll start from that.
It was like a mouldy, like stale smell. It just... Oh, even thinking about it now, it wasn't very nice. And then you walked in, and it was like, you walked straight on to go into the living room / kitchen bit, and you walked in, and I instantly noticed there was still sauce on the table. Like, on the dining table bit, there was sauce on it. And my mum was obviously trying to stop me from getting quite angry, so she's like, oh, I'll clean it, don't worry about it. And then we noticed there was like crumbs and like I don't know actually what it was. It was like crumbs and like mould on the side of the fridge. And when we opened the fridge, there was like sauce and crumbs and things on the back of the fridge, on the inside of the fridge. It wasn't clean. There was like sauce, so they hadn't cleaned the inside of the fridge, they hadn't cleaned the table, nothing like that. The bathroom, there was dirt right around the shower.
Well, it looked like mould to me, man. It just looked rotten.
It was disgusting, it was horrible. And in the corridor and like the hall, because you walked in and then you walked into the apartment, there was mould on the walls and on the ceiling.
Right.
It was horrible. We ended up like, Kevin's mum, we told Kevin's mum, and she wasn't even there, and she phoned up to complain, and they were cheeky to her. We went to the wee hut bit, because that's where we checked in, to complain, and they were quite cheeky to us.
Aye. Looked at us like idiots again, as if it was our fault that the apartment was bogging.
Like, so, genuinely, they were quite cheeky to us. They sent, one of the women came round from like the reception desk, not even a cleaner, came round to look at the shower, and the only reason she came round is because we like took the videos and showed
the photos, so that we had proof.
She came round, she wiped a bit of it, hoovered the shower. Who hoovers a shower? Why would you hoover a shower, right? But she wiped a bit of it and then was like, oh, I'll need to get someone to come in and reseal it so you can't go for a shower for 24 hours.
And then when we did go for a shower, we turned it on and all this black stuff comes flying out the actual shower head. And it was, the shower tray was blocked.
So it fell up.
Aye.
It fell up. And we had to go and put in a repair to get someone to come and do it. And they said, right, okay, they'll be out within, it was like 4 hours or something. The next day they still weren't out. So we had to go and complain again. And then we went and we were like, no, we're now at the point where we want an official complaint put in because we want our money back. This is ridiculous. Yes, the entertainment has been great. Yes, the activities have been great. But the accommodation is just completely unacceptable.
The caravans were fine last year.
We went the year before and everything was fine. So we didn't understand. And we kept getting palmed off and palmed off and palmed off. And then I think it was like 7 times later. 7 times later going to complain before we were actually listened to. We were only offered a meal voucher for the restaurant.
And then a VIP letter saying that we'll get VIP next time we come, as if we're going to go back.
And the letter came in 2 days ago now, and it said nothing about VIP. All it said on it was, we hope you enjoyed your stay at such and such. Which was quite, we were quite raging. And to top it all off, not that this has anything to do with accommodation, but we were doing an activity and my wee brother was doing it and his trainers were stolen. Someone stole his trainers. Thomas's trainers were stolen, right? So we had to go and buy new trainers. And see, when we were going up to like Lost and Found and the reception desk and all that as well, to ask if anybody had handed them in, just in case like a child had picked them up by accident or something. And we were getting looked at like we were idiots.
I know. I mean, Thomas was walking about with no shoes on, because we had to go from one activity straight to the other one. So me and Thomas are running up to the next activity, he's got no shoes on, and we didn't know if we should be laughing or
crying.
Raging.
It was just
mental. Like, who would steal a wee boy's trainers and then get away with it? And
then we had to go into the town centre to buy him the exact same pair of trainers.
It was weird. I didn't think that would ever happen, but
no. So it was just like, we had a good time, we had a good holiday, right? But we had an absolute nightmare in terms of accommodation and the way we were treated and things like that. Like, we would not be going back. At a push, we would maybe go back and stay in a caravan.
But never in an apartment.
100% never an apartment, it would not happen. And we can't reveal names of this place for legal reasons. But one thing I will say is, if you know roughly where we live in Scotland, then you'll be able to probably tell what holiday places are around, and you'll be able to narrow it down.
We've dropped a few hints, to be honest. So I would be surprised if you didn't get it. And the
entertainment clip that I'm either going to insert mid-video here or at the end of the video, if you've been to this place, you'll know straight away where we are, basically. But that's it for our story time.
Sorry about the rant.
I know, sorry about the rant, but we felt like it had to be done. So we hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it to the end. Please comment down below if you've been to this place as well and you've had any sort of bad experiences. Also comment down below any video ideas you might have for us, or just anything you want to tell us. Make sure you follow our social medias, so Kevin McCann, Lauren LSP, or Lauren and Kevin, if you're feeling like following. We are posting quite often on there, but I'll leave all our social medias down below. Make sure to check those out, and we will see you guys next week, hopefully. Bye.
Bye.